I was like, well, you get a running start and then I'll help.
Oh, no.
Like, get it once we get the momentum.
Uh-huh.
I did not get the momentum. They did not get the momentum. They were scared.
And they let go?
And they let go. And then I was having a poker chip coming up. It's hard to describe. Like up a hill at me, but like with force that I then tried to grab.
You're trying to like control the momentum of it.
And then I ended up pushing it and it just wheeled right into Lake Minnetonka.
No. Yeah. Okay. So excited to have you here.
Yay!
I want to introduce you, Jason Brown Hazing, currently the catering sales manager at the Westin Edina Galleria.
Correct.
A dear friend of all of ours from the industry. I was just trying to remember when we would have met the first time, and it had to have been at Aria.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it was that. But because what were you doing in events before Aria here?
I was at the U of M.
U of M. Okay, yeah.
So I wouldn't have probably seen you there.
That's probably right. Yeah. Good old Aria.
And we met at the Miko.
We did.
The olden days.
But I don't remember what year you started though.
I'd have to look, but I want to say it was like 2011 or 12.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
I think 11. And you were there since what, 2006?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So like when I first moved here, I interviewed with them and then got the job. And then that night I was back serving. So at International Market Square. Yeah.
So you started as a server?
I did. Yeah.
Oh,
only because I had come from Nebraska where I was a director of catering, but I knew moving here, I was like, I should just get a lay of the land first. And I'm glad that I did. So I did that for about 6 months, and then just about shy of a year is when I became an event planner. So, yeah, with them.
How long have you been at the Westin now?
Westin would just be a little over a year.
That's what I thought. I was
so
like, you must
it was,
be around your 1 year.
So April was when I did that last year, which was, a different move for me to kind of move into hotels because just trying to find one that would be the right fit, which is like with any job though, right? Mm-hmm. And so when I interviewed with them, though, I kind of had that good feeling. Yeah. So, yeah.
It seems like it's been a really good fit so far.
Yeah.
I've been very blessed to be invited to a few things over there that have been very fun.
Good.
Love that. He did a little, was it Galentine's? In February. And had a bunch of like different planners and people, and it was so fun. And the little chalet,
yeah,
it's like just enough outside in the courtyard that when you walk out to it, you think you're gonna die because
right.
It's so, and you're just like dressed up, and then you walk outside, you're like, oh my god, I'm going to die, and then you get inside the chalet, and it's very cute and like cozy and everything, which was super fun.
I haven't made it over there.
Oh,
I don't get invited. So just kidding.
It's on the list. I'll take a double look. I did a really fun photo shoot a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you were telling me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I'm excited to get those pictures back and just using that space in a different way with more of that indoor-outdoor.
Because the chalet's open is there all year.
Correct.
And it's like there's like a little courtyard,
right,
and then a cute little like Swiss chalet sort of vibes.
Yep.
Little house out there, a little tiny house kind of.
Yeah. So
at the Galleria.
Yeah, at the Westin. So like in the courtyard of the hotel.
Because the Westin's next to the Galleria. It's not like, right? It's not connected.
Yep.
It's not connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the spring, it was the garden house.
Oh, cute. Okay.
Which was very much like this Bridgerton tea themed, which was super fun. And then for summer, it's called Summer House.
Okay.
So
what? Groundbreaking.
I know.
Were there florals?
Lots of Clico. Yeah, right. Lots of Clico and lots of umbrellas out there. And
cute. Okay.
Yeah, it's super cute. So
a little Amalfi Coast sort of vibes.
Exactly.
That. Cool.
I'll be sure that you get on the next list, Esteban.
Appreciate that.
VIP.
Cool. Give me a +1.
Exactly.
Just kidding. So you're in catering sales still, right?
Yeah.
So you've been doing catering sales like for a pretty long time.
For the whole time, yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah. I mean, catering, I mean, food and beverage has always been my passion. Yeah. So that's always the part that I love to sell. But with that, venue and I wouldn't consider myself a great audiovisual salesman, but I'm good at other things.
I mean, that's a real specialty that we should leave to the specialists.
Totally, I have no problem saying that.
Yeah, I'm always like, no, I can't. I'll give you a name. Barely can get the computer turned on, so. I do think when you filled out some of our questions beforehand, your least favorite thing about work/industry was he just put Excel. Anything Excel.
I saw that. Yeah, that's what I laughed about earlier.
100%. I never liked it, and I still don't like
a good spreadsheet.
I love the way they look. They look pretty.
When someone else has done it. And
I love when they're color coded. Yes, tabs all day long. Having me do it, I'm like, I don't know how formulas work. But
I still sometimes have to Google it if I've forgotten which one is the times and which one is the
See, and I'm there being like, should it be a sky blue or a mint color for the
for the top part or whatever?
Yeah, right. Yeah. The least important part of
it. Yeah. I suck at them too. But I do have quite a few.
Yeah. I love it.
It's just part of the gig.
Yeah. So you're from Lincoln, Nebraska originally. How did you get started in doing events in general?
Yeah, so I mean, I was very fortunate when I was in Nebraska because I worked. So there was a restaurant that I worked for called the Garden Cafe, and they had a restaurant, and they also did catering. And so during my time in college, I worked there while also pursuing my part-time career at Bath & Body Works.
God, you would have killed at that, I bet. Yeah.
I did. That was super fun.
Yeah.
Still wear Juniper Breeze to this day.
You did smell great when you came in.
Thank you. So the restaurant company, though, was going to open up a new restaurant and a new restaurant concept in Omaha. But they were taking their concept to Omaha.
Got it.
And so I'd worked for them in the catering department for about 5 years, and then 10 years total because I worked with them both places. And I just kind of, finished up school and everything, and I kind of had a really great opportunity presented to me that was one for Bath & Body Works and another one for events. And so I had to make a choice. Was it going to be chicken or sun-ripened raspberry? So I opted for chicken.
I think that aren't they out of business? Are they out of business now?
Who's that?
Bed Bath
& Beyond is something.
Is out of business.
Bed Bath & Body Works is different.
Okay. Now I get them confused all the time. And Better Business Bureau.
Always the Better Business Bureau, constantly. So then what made me decide to make a move was just that I wanted to do events in larger cities. And I thought to myself, do you think something is bigger than Lincoln, Nebraska?
Could it be?
Could it be possible? And so I did, and here we are.
I mean, that's excellent. Did you go to school at UNL?
I went to UNL for a little while, and then I was one of those kids who fumbled around with their degree for so long that eventually I just went to the dean's office with the major that I had created using a variety of all my credits. And so they were like, no, thank you, but you can try somewhere else.
So try that grift somewhere else.
Exactly.
That's
so
pretty funny. I didn't even know you could do that.
Well, so then I did the obvious thing, and then I went to a private liberal arts college for the rest of it because they were willing to.
They were willing to let you do
that.
Yeah.
And I'm still paying that tuition for
same.
it too.
I feel like we've
glad to know I'm not the only one.
Oh God, yeah. I was like, I had these goals of having it paid off by 40. No. And then I turned COVID. I turned 40 during COVID. And I was like,
that's
no.
We were talking about it the other day. Yeah, we'll pay you when we can.
Exactly.
Sorry, dude.
Got other shit to pay.
Yeah.
We set this up 15 years ago. I don't even know what you have.
Yeah.
So I feel like we've had a similar timeline trajectory, which I don't know if I realized till now because I was at the U after I graduated. I started out, I was doing retail for a little while after I got out of college too. I had some exciting opportunities at Pier 1 Imports.
Oh, I also worked at Pier 1 Imports for 4 years. I did. Actually, yes.
Wow. So we're both really good at doing that subway roll of the glassware.
Well, I mean, there's that, but then also, I mean, I feel like I cannot do a design without like a plate stand, a candle in front of it, and then some type of a third piece. Yes.
I know.
I also
actually, is it warm in here?
Yes.
I worked at the one in Eden Prairie, which I think had just opened, and I was doing like temp working at like the Hyatt actually, because I got hired there as a temp worker and like wanted to try to get into the event industry, and I would like work at the Hyatt all day and like take naps in a bathroom stall, like leaned against the wall of it, and then go to Pier 1 Imports and work until 11 o'clock at night, and then all weekend. And
yes. I worked there for a couple of years. Yeah.
I think I was only there for a year.
Yeah.
I hated it. I hated every minute of it.
What? You don't love stuffing glassware like 10 high and then
I had a moment of like, putting on the glassware on a shelf, and I was like, oh, it looks so nice. And I was like, oh God, this is not what I wanted to do with my life. Like,
I don't know that I've ever stepped foot in one, to be honest with you.
Well, they're closed now, so
okay, yeah.
No,
that I wouldn't say I'm out of luck.
But I will now see. Actually, just the other day, like Cassina sent me like a Facebook Marketplace listing for this table, and she was like, "What do you think about this for like up north?" And I was like, "That's from Pier 1 Imports."
100%.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, I've picked up those chairs 1,000 times." Yeah, like that motherfucker is heavy as shit. Like. But I still have glassware from when I worked there.
Oh my God.
Sorry, we don't need to talk about this forever, but they used to do a bingo thing at Christmas time.
My gosh. Yes, I do remember that.
Okay, so
yes.
It was the one thing that I like did enjoy about the job was buying things there, or like getting a discount. And they would do this bingo thing where you'd get like Pier 1 books, right? And I was so competitive about it that I like always won. I'm not super competitive at a lot of things, but I was about that. And
low-key are, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, so I like just like annihilated the field in the Pier 1 box. And I still have so much glassware and plates and cups and things that I like. All my plates are still Pier 1 Imports. Like, they're all starting to look pretty rough now, and like I think I need a new set. They're all chipped now, but still there. Yep.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah, that was my mom actually just sold something on Facebook Marketplace that I had bought when I lived and worked there. Okay. And then when I moved here, she bought it from me at my little garage sale. And then she just resold, and then she's just sold it from, nearly 20 years ago when she bought it. I know, for about what I think I paid for it with my discount at Pier 1. So
amazing. And
high quality stuff, it sounds like.
Well, I mean, when you're talking wicker furniture.
Yeah, nothing better than that.
There's nothing better.
Or mosaic tile tabletops. Anyways.
Table that was 400 pounds, the legs are 8 ounces.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh God. Anyways,
that's amazing.
All right.
No, that's funny.
Was Minneapolis just like you came up here without a job?
Yeah, no, right. So it was going to be Minneapolis, Denver, or Chicago, and I love Denver, but the idea of driving through Nebraska and that part of Colorado just felt very not like something on my vision board. Similar to you seeing glassware at Pier 1.
Yeah. Well, I had friends who went to school at UNL.
Yeah.
And I would drive from Iowa, which is where I was, at Decorah, and that drive to Lincoln, Nebraska. I only did it once, actually, and I got pulled over and got a ticket, a speeding ticket. I don't remember how fast I was going, but it was like endangering life and property. And
there's nothing here.
It's like not. Over. I think it was like I was going like 30 over or something. Damn. And because it's so flat and it's so boring.
It's so boring. I mean, it's legit where you see tumbleweeds.
Yeah, it's literally like the worst. And I never paid it, so there was a bench warrant out for my arrest in Iowa for like 20 years.
You still haven't paid it?
No, I have now. My life on the lam is over. I paid it finally.
Finally.
My life of crime has finished. Yeah.
So Denver was an option. Okay. Chicago was an option because I just loved going to Chicago.
Yeah.
But Minneapolis I had never been to, but I heard lots of good things about it. And that was like Chicago, I was like, maybe that might be a little too fast for me.
Big city.
Little big city. And Minneapolis I'd never been to. So I was like, well, this makes perfect sense. So I did. I got I was at my home computer being like, where do gays live? Minneapolis.
And then map questing
and
printing out your directions.
So, and then I sold my townhouse. And
wait, where did the gays live in?
Loring Park at the time.
Yeah, it's still kind of Loring.
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
fair.
I was.
And where do you live now?
Close to Loring Park still.
yeah.
And I've moved around a certain...
Yeah.
But
within like a 2-mile radius.
All
3
from
blocks.
The downtown area.
Yeah.
So, but no, it was, and then really started with D'Amico pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then that's best way to meet new people is through hospitality. But then the other thing is it's a great way to learn the city. Like all of a sudden I'm like, map questing how to drive out to, I was like, I guess Minnetonka? I don't know. Like,
Minnetonka.
And then do you remember like when we'd have to like do those off-premise events and then some people would meet there and then some would like drive back to unload the truck?
Yep.
Well, I would write up, this is a little before smartphones were completely taken over.
Yeah, and they didn't have the GPS.
They did not. Yeah. And so I would have to print off like directions to where I was meeting, but then I would never do the directions back home, which you would think just read them backwards. That's not a skill set I possess. So
it's like Excel.
I would get lost getting back to where to unload the truck.
Yeah.
And you would think it was just because I didn't want to unload the truck, which I didn't. However, that was not while I was late. I was late because I was going around the lake at 10 times before I figured out.
God, that's the worst lake to go the wrong way along.
Exactly. There's just same loop over and over.
Oh, man.
And just a happy coincidence you didn't have to unload the truck then.
Yeah.
It just happened to work out.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, if you guys are sure, I can scoot with you.
Oh, that was the ultimate, D'Amico. You'd be like, shit, I took a wrong turn. When you didn't want to unload, you just show back up.
I'll meet you guys at Bulldog.
You guys unloaded the...
I'll meet you guys there.
Yeah, I'll meet you guys at Leaning Tower.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was the spot.
Gosh.
When I was there.
That was it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
so when you started then, I wonder how soon that was after I started at the Walker. So I want to say that.
I do feel like you were at the Walker already.
I want to say that was February 2011.
And I've worked at the Walker like 3 times.
Oh, okay.
My whole time. And never for what was the concert? The big concert.
Rock the Garden.
Yeah, Rock the Garden. Never for that. I was like, hell no, I don't want to do that.
There were
shit.
other events to do. Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm out of town. I used to pull that shit on Stacy all the time. Like, sorry, I just fire me. I don't care. I'm not doing that. Actually,
yeah, I'll take unemployment.
Yeah.
Fucking I mean, and shit. Some of those days too were like 17-hour days or some shit.
I mean,
like,
when you talk about like
crazy,
just. The life cycle of an event, but then everything before it, everything ahead of it, and then everything before it, before you even leave with the stuff.
Off-premise. Off-premise is crazy. I don't know how people do it. Like it stresses me out just thinking about it. Like,
well, I mean, when you think about like everything, just don't forget anything on this piece of paper, and your event should go fine.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well.
And bring 5 extra of everything.
Exactly. It's like, well, I brought 21 salt and pepper shakers, but we need 37. So now every other table, like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've been there. Yeah, hundreds of times. Do you know I don't know if you know this still, but does D'Amico still do it where they have like the supervisor drive the truck and then unload their own stuff? Or I
am not 100% for sure. I know there was I know that they've tried some different structures with that too, but I'm not for sure where they're at now with it. Yeah,
because Crave actually does. Where they have a team of drivers and they drop the stuff off, so you show up fresh to your event. So it's kind of nice, but it also has hiccups.
Right.
So it's like it also isn't the answer.
It's somebody's fault then, or somebody else's fault, not your own fault. So one thing is your fault,
right?
Like,
then you can be irritated with yourself for the whole night.
Yeah, exactly. You can just be mad at everybody then.
Exactly.
But if it's a driver, then you have to be mad at them, and that's awkward. So
yeah, exactly.
So you started there doing serving and then moved into sales and then went to the Walker after that? Or?
So 2006, so I started in August of 2006. And then after like after a month, I started training, like doing their training program. So they wanted me to captain. And I was like, I barely know how to get here, much less like, don't trust me driving a truck somewhere. But as someone who's just recently went through your training program, I can say that could be a good area for me. So I got all the new servers, and then I'd put them through, came up with a training course, and it was, and we had some changes in leadership at that time too, so that was welcomed at that time too. So, but I knew that it was going to be hard for me to do that for a long time. And so I ended up working at Piper Jaffray downtown and doing conference services. So in December, I stayed at D'Amico, but then I also then did conference services for Piper Jaffray and through, which was kind of the peak time because it was January through May, which was kind of slow anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the only reason I left there was because D'Amico had a position open up for an event planner, and I was like, well,
yeah,
I suppose that would work. So yeah,
that's awesome. How long did you end up with D'Amico? Like over?
Yeah, so I started in 2006, and then it was April of 2019. So just about 13 years. Yeah. And then. And that just kind of led to just good timing with my time to leave and kind of the position or the
pandemic.
Well, and so that was the year before. That was 2019. So the nice kind of thing is I had a year with Culinaire, and then we went into the pandemic. Yeah. And the way that they handled COVID was pretty nice, I think. So for being with them only a year, the way that they were handling the COVID situation, I thought they did a really impressive job.
Because you went to Culinaire at the Walker, right? Is that, or
so
was it?
That was where my office was, but then the role was regional director of catering. Since they're based out of Texas, so I oversaw the Walker, the Guthrie, and American Swedish Institute. Oh, okay. So, yeah.
How did they handle COVID? Well, you said
they just they basically were like, we can give you your money back, or we can wait until it's over, and then you can
reschedule. For like people,
reschedule the date.
Like you could just whatever. Yeah,
that's what Aria did too. We were like,
well, I feel like it's easier too because they're a national. They've got
100. Well, that's the other thing
pockets
too.
And probably qualified for a lot of assistance.
Well, and then also just not. That's kind of then asking all those individual teams to kind of handle it state by state too, which I think would have been a lot. I mean, which we all did anyway. Yeah. But it's, so, and their business is so heavy on museums that a lot of the heavier lifts for like something like Minneapolis is corporate. So a lot the stuff
like a shorter time.
They're just a shorter time window of things too, right? And then it's also like you're not going to hold certain, you'd be more flexible with other corporate.
Yeah. So, that makes sense. And also corporates, they're not going to call you crying.
100%.
Probably. Or like you won't get like threatening phone calls from Doug.
See, I'd be like, I'll tell you my address right now.
Yeah. Pull up. Let's go.
I need you to come over.
We had a corporate client during COVID pay like a $10,000 fucking deposit. And then they were just like, we're canceling. And they didn't ask for it even back. Like most clients are going to be like, is there any way we could get like half of that back?
Yeah.
They didn't say shit.
No.
I'd be like, yeah, thank you. Okay.
Well, probably the person who probably knew about it probably was like someone they fired right away, and they were like, well.
Fair. Yeah, they might know.
Yeah.
Nobody knows where the paperwork is. Nobody even knows what you paid for where.
They know where it's at. She knows where it's at.
I feel like they had some issues trying to get the talent they wanted in. They wanted to do like a live stream concert type of deal or something. Okay. And I feel like they ended up having some issues with the talent or whatever. Yeah. I don't even know who it was, but yeah, I think but still fucking, yeah, corporate doesn't really care as much. They're just like, whatever.
It's not, unless they care a lot, and then they're, then they're a pain in the ass.
Or if they're like a law firm or some shit.
Yeah. Okay, so then Culinaire, and then I feel like there was a couple other things in there, but you've been at the Marriott, or excuse me, the Westin Edina Galleria.
Yes.
I don't know why I said Marriott. That doesn't make any sense.
It's a Marriott property.
Is it a okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
it's part
crazy.
of that. It's part of that umbrella.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's awesome.
Wait, was Bon Appetit in there somewhere too?
Yes. I was gonna say, so then kind of like COVID until like maybe for about 4 years, 18 of those months I was furloughed. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of that. Yeah. And then it was just a matter of trying to figure out how I want to get back into doing what I like. And so I kind of felt like a little bit like, this is too big, this is too small, like that. Exactly. So it was a little bit of that. But with Bon Appetit, that was out at Target Corporate.
Oh. Okay.
And so that was, they were a solid organization to like interview with and go through the whole process. And so their account was Target. Mm-hmm. And so all the meeting spaces, all the event spaces, plus then they also ran the cafeteria too, which they just did a huge renovation on. And the idea is that people were going to come back to work.
Have they yet?
And it was like, it was good. It was in like September. And I started like mid-July.
Yeah.
And so it was like, okay.
2020? Or 2021? Okay.
So like the idea was like, this will be great. We've got you 6 weeks before we kind of, everyone comes back to work.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody coming back to work. Oh. And, there were, you can organize, you can clean, you can organize and clean.
You can file some things.
You can file things, recycle things.
You can wipe down a lot of counters.
So many counters. So many.
Do a lot of dusting.
So many speed racks. But it just, I didn't know when it was going to get busy again. Yeah. And then, so in September, so before when I was at the Walker, I was at the Walker through D'Amico and then Culinaire. So then that was, the Walker had posted a position for, they were calling it a like hospitality coordinator. And as someone who's done the coordinating, it's not a coordinating position. It's a lot more than that. And so I interviewed with them, and then they were like, can start tomorrow? And I was like, well, give me a minute. Because I wanted to talk to Bon Appetit, because I was like, I can absolutely give you 2 weeks, but we both know.
You don't need me.
I'll stick it out.
Yeah.
Or I can go tomorrow.
Yeah, you can.
Or today. I'm going to go at 11, actually.
Like 11:30.
I got everything right here in a basket.
And here's my 5 notes.
Exactly.
Organized and clean.
Yeah, here's the notes of things that I've done that just weren't completed.
Yeah.
So then I went over to the Walker as director of hospitality, which that was that I was just on the opposite side of it. Yeah. But, I knew the D'Amico perspective through that venue. And so being on the Walker side, there's that. And then D'Amico was also handling the events as an off-premise caterer. And then Donato Prado's group was still running the restaurant. Oh, yeah. So it was just, managing two different...
Yeah, the different entities.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think I forgot that you went back there in that position, but I'm like, I don't even remember what I was doing at that point, much less what other people were doing. Was it weird being on the other side of it? Did you feel like a tension of like wanting to advocate for D'Amico, or?
So the thing is with that is everybody's situation was different coming out of COVID.
Sure.
So maybe what the Walker would have done, or maybe what D'Amico would have done in a pre-COVID world was different than what they could do in a post-COVID. Yeah. And so all my solutions were pre-COVID ideas.
And they're like, that
does not work.
Yeah,
people are not doing that anymore. And I was like, so not that. Okay.
So that's a no?
So I almost kind of felt like, in a way, I was trying to help everybody, and maybe in turn I wasn't really helping anybody, because I'm like, well, here's what I would do.
Yeah.
And the 11 times I was in that situation. But you just kind of like you with a solution or you with a solution. Sometimes you're the only one that can do the solution that way.
Yeah.
It may not be someone else's way to do things, or they can't do it with the same finesse as, say, Esteban has, you know.
The charm, the ring.
Finesteban.
But what was great, oh, Lord.
Come on.
Oh, jeez. Cheers.
Yeah, I don't even have to do anything.
Social.
Oh, goodness.
Just doing it for us this time.
It's a one-man show, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, come on. That was a perfect opportunity.
Sure.
More to follow. My point of all of that being, though, is that I did know probably just too much, because I was like, oh, we'll just do it this way. And
you also know, like, the corners that you can cut.
That's the thing, too, is because then they were dealing with a lot of new people then, too. And so, you know, when new people come in, sometimes they're like, you know what we should try? And you're like, let me tell you about 2014.
Let me tell you a tale of the time that we tried that.
Yeah, some shady shit we used to do.
So, but that was also the year that I also got in a really bad car accident. So, which...
Yeah, I wasn't sure how much you wanted to share about that. But
well, no, I mean, it was just, that was a huge... That was huge for me, multiple things. But kind of the thing that, you know, when you look back at something, you know, when I look back at what happened and how things could have gone, maybe had I been somewhere else, I'll tell you, I'm really thankful for working for a nonprofit at that time. Just because the benefits are so good. And time for care is
a little more...
Is something that... They put into their practice, Sure. So for me, that was gave me some time kind of after all that to collect all my thoughts and all that stuff. And so then it was kind of at that point where it was just like, maybe just let's just let that be, and then pursue other opportunities. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Which is so funny that the walker keeps coming up because it is such a huge part of like my event.
Yeah,
that's what I thought was crazy.
Like,
yeah,
it's also like, and now I live just a block away, still hovering that building.
Yeah, right. You're still rotating around it a little bit. I think you guys mentioned Rock the Garden, and I am, for whatever reason, blanking on the event in September
Avant Garden.
Thank you. Did you handle it one of the years? Like, were you...
So I handled it for the entire time I was at D'Amico.
Okay.
So I handled it for
From
2011. Yeah. And 2011 was when they first did it in the Sculpture Garden. So prior to that, it had always been done inside the Walker. And in 2011, because D'Amico had the capacity to do off-premise, they made it a lot bigger. And the person who was planning it that year, Carolyn, it's like one of those things only somebody with off-premise knowledge would even know how to begin. Like,
that's a beast.
It was a beast for everybody involved.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, when you think about like even just a parade coming out to put up a tent, and a tent's one thing if it's on a surface parking lot, but when you're talking about a hill and, you know, it's like each 6 feet is a different elevation for something, you know, so just having all of that stuff and power and all that kind of stuff. So it was handled that way off premise for 5 years. And then Culinary did it 1 year when D'Amico was out of that contract. So I did not do it in 2016 and then, or 2017. And then when I came back as the regional director of catering, we had a great year with that. And then the year that then I was supposed to head up the whole thing was then when I had to, in the accident. So then I wasn't able to, so I was like, here's my binder.
Good luck.
Exactly. But,
I mean, that's like, it's such a high profile event and so intense. And like, I've only ever been to the after party.
Yes.
Because bitch is broke and she can't afford that main ticket. Like, it is expensive, but it's so fun.
It's so fun. And they, you know, it's one of those things where it's like what I would consider on the level of like a Star Wars.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, where it's just like, every corner you turn around, you're like, holy shit. Oh my God. Or you like look back at photos and you're like, I did not see it. I was too busy looking at this. I didn't even see this happening. So, I mean, I would have loved to have finished out that, you know, that event with all that. But what was actually interesting is the year before that I didn't help with it, I still kind of helped with it. So even though I was out of it, they still brought me in to help the night of.
Pulled you right back in every time I tried.
I'm like, okay, man.
Well, you have like the historical knowledge, which is so important.
And it was so great too, because that was when I was working with folks from Host to Toast.
Okay, yeah.
And that's just, a dream team too. So, yeah. So
I feel like that would definitely be like one of those bucket list ones to plan and like organize, and it's a lot. But
it's a lot, and it's and it's a lot too, because just like you guys know, you're also working with a committee, and you're also working with
and it's a different type of a committee.
It's just a different type of committee. It's just different, and then it's also at a time too where I think the Walker, especially the last 10 maybe 12 years, has really pushed hard for diversity and really tried to make some inclusion efforts, and so just the direction they were going was exciting. So to kind of be a part of that at that time would have been great too. But it's I've been so fortunate to have been a part of so many other events too that are how sometimes like afterwards you look at something, you're like, damn, I did that. Okay.
What's been your high? Your career high, I guess.
I always tell people, because I feel like I've got like these things that on paper are like super big wins, right? Like yes, when the Super Bowl was here, it did kill me.
Yeah.
But like doing the Rolling Stones party and like having all those celebrities, like that was pretty cool. But then like for me, so this is kind of interesting talking about me being now at the Westin, is when I first kind of started, I noticed I had like a few bar and bat mitzvahs, and I was like, okay, gosh, I haven't done those for a while, and usually the ones that I have done are of a completely different level, with a different planner and all that kind of stuff, and so I had, I was kind of doing the mitzvah thing, and I was actually having a ton of fun with them.
Really?
Because it's, they're, in theory, it's like awkward preteen kids, but in reality, like, they just want to be heard and listened to.
Oh, yeah.
And so anyway, so I started kind of like doing some like mitzvahs, and I was like, these like, kind of liking my little kiddo. Like, this is kind of fun, right? And so anyway, so then this year, I've been very fortunate to like, I've got a good amount
really
on the books, and but it's about kind of making them feel special outside of their parents. So the whole point of that whole thing is like some of those event highs for me are like, yes, definitely like the Super Bowl's parties, something like that, or avant-garde, and that's always great. I also like, I don't know, when little Julian's parents were giving him a toast at his mitzvah, like I teared up, right? And so there are still like moments like that where it's like, it may not be, the company's not going to give you those pats on the back, it's the people that will do that, and so those moments are always like, because the other thing with mitzvahs, and this is just my personal opinion, is like that is that kid's like, that is their day.
Yeah,
like a wedding day you have to share. Like
that's legit.
Which
actually.
is, and like birthdays are kind of like every year, right?
Right.
But like they're, bar mitzvahs, it's just the one.
Mm-hmm.
And so to me that's almost kind of cooler.
What age is it for them?
It's like 12, 13.
13. I enjoy when I've done them how much influence or like not control, but like influence the kid is given in it. Like where they're really like, because it's a coming of age adult thing. So then it's like, it's very much like, what do you want? Like, what is your thing? And some days, some kids are just like, I don't care.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, but the ones who are really engaged in it, I think it's so fun to see like, just like, them get excited about it, and
once you start to see them get excited, like I've got one that's coming up, like that's Broadway themed, like
classic. I love that.
Obsessed, right?
Yeah, I want to come.
A lot of the boys' ones are like sports, like basketball, and
just
like
did a baseball one.
Which are fun too.
Mm-hmm.
One was like a pop theme, like pop music.
Oh, okay.
But it was like it was the edited versions of all the songs, but Anyway, so the point of all that again was like you've got those great big moments, but then really what kind of makes it all even the reason I do it all is because it's it's that moment at the mitzvah or that it's even for me like I had 2 specific holiday parties this last year that the people who were doing it were new to the organization and they had been in other places before. So this was their first time at the hotel as well. So for me, that I know the pressure that they're feeling, and so if whatever I can do to make that moment extra special or extra awesome, just so that they look good, like that's truly my goal. And they do look good, then that to me is a win-win. And so that's another great way of why I do it. Why I don't do it is to take gaffer's tape and go under 6-foot tables and tape down microphone cords or, pick up broken glass and have my pants split. I don't do it for that reason.
Is that a real life one?
But that is a real life one. Yeah.
Your pants split?
Yeah. Yeah.
My first day at D'Amico, actually, my pants split. I don't tell it often.
There's not a lot of places to go after that happens. It's like
luckily they have like the long apron.
Yes.
And you just wear 2 aprons.
There you go.
I looked like I was wearing a skirt. Yeah. Well, I was like in Minneapolis, like fucking.
You don't bring an extra pair of pants usually to work, but now you probably do. You're
then
like,
I did. Yeah. Like made sure all my pants from now on are stretchy.
Like,
that'll fucking
what's
teach
the spandex content
exactly.
of these?
Yes, absolutely. When I find a good pair of pants, I buy like 10 of them.
I buy that pair and then I buy a size down because eventually I'll squeeze into those.
Yeah, I mean, we're optimists, right?
Sure are. Those still sitting there with the tags on, just looking at me.
I got 1 or 2 in the closet that I'm like, one day. I'll get back to that. I got close like last summer.
Oh, did you?
And then I beefed up again.
That's my issue. It's the beefing up. Yep. Always, that just gets me every time.
You're a beefcake.
That is true. That is true. I agree with that.
That's funny. So what about Lowe's as far as like events? I saw something you wrote in there about the plate chips falling in Lake Minnetonka.
Yes. This was a holiday party. But it was early in December, and it hadn't frozen over yet. Okay. And I actually don't remember who it was helping me. We were unsupervised, which was probably the problem, number one. But it was a poker chip of plates. But in the poker chips was also like they had like the plates, but then it also had other little things.
And the poker's just for people who don't work in catering. Because when I read it, I was like, poker chip.
Some people call it a chipper.
But
or
it's
a
like,
plate stacker or something like that.
It's on lots
wheels.
And lots of plates. And it's like 4 corners of plates. And there's like, 100? I don't even know how many.
There's like 70 in each stack roughly or whatever.
Yeah, because when I read it, I was like, what's a poker chip?
Okay.
But sorry.
Yeah.
That was D'Amico's name for it.
It makes perfect sense. It looks like one of those poker chip things, but just big.
At Crave, they call it a chipper.
There's a lot of D'Amico terms that I'm like, no one
industry
calls
standard.
It
oh my god!
No one calls it an RNC
round. The dump bucket. So when you're like emptying, Stacy, this is shout out to Stacy. She's not watching this, but she had it in there as splooge bucket.
Yeah, that was what it was called.
The splooge bucket. Oh my god! Shit, I still remember that because I still laughing about that. That was funny.
But anyway, so I was with the help of somebody. We were
pushing it
onto, but it was through the ramp, and I was like, "Well, you get a running start, and then I'll help."
Oh no!
Like, get it once we get the momentum. I did not get the momentum. They did not get the momentum. They were scared.
And they let go?
And they let go. And then I was having a poker chip coming up. It's hard to describe. Like up a hill at me, but like with force that I then tried to grab.
You're trying to like control the momentum of it.
And then I ended up pushing it and it just wheeled right into Lake Minnetonka.
No.
Just not even like it was like the wheels just kept going. I can picture it because there was a trash can in the corner, and I thought it's gonna hit a rock or it's gonna hit something.
Right.
Apparently, it was smooth as silk that day, and I was like, And when you hear something like that goes into water, it's like, well, I'm not gonna.
You're like, it's done now.
Save it. I'm like, well, we've got room on the truck now.
Yeah. You're like, they unfortunately are purifying themselves in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
That's where it's going to be.
Yep.
That's just where they lived. Yeah.
So there's still like a poker chip.
I'm sure there's more than just that one, but yes. Yes.
That's amazing. That's not where I thought it was going to just fall over or something. I didn't really.
It just kept going.
I pictured it like off the side of a dock or something. Yeah.
Oh my God. Funny.
Or like loading it on those boats to take them on the island. The
island, yes.
Yeah.
That was kind of I wouldn't say a low, because I mean it just wasn't. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. We were already tired, and I'm like, and now we don't have. I don't even know what was in the other parts of the poker chip, but
at least it was at the end and not the beginning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Was a wedding that I had at Mill City, and it was one of those things where when the bride showed me the cake that she wanted, I was like, we absolutely can do a great tasting cake. I don't think we can do this.
Knowing your limits is good. Yeah.
Right. So I was like, why don't you have like a fake cake done with this, and then we'll just serve your cake in the back. Like, we'll serve that to everybody. And like a couple weeks before the wedding, something happened with her fake baker. I don't know. Anyway, wants to do our version of the cake. And at this point, she's just kind of like, just get me a cake. Mm-hmm. And it truly was the ugliest cake I've ever seen in my life. Because it had strips of fondant frosting all around it. And it was a different color. Oh. Anyway, so I'm heading to Mill City because I had another wedding somewhere else. I'm driving to Mill City to meet the truck, which... on my way there, I got a call from the captain. Shout out to David Hertz.
Oh, yeah. I love David.
That the cake fell in the truck.
Oh, fuck. I was going to tell you, there's many times. I've never lost a cake on the back of a truck, but there was one time where I was taking one from, because remember a little while, the Beach Club had a pastry chef there. Yeah. And they were doing the pastries for the Metropolitan Ballroom. And so I was like, oh, I can take the cake over there. And I'm like jamming to some tunes. Uh-oh. And completely forgot that I had a cake in the back. And I'm like fucking whipping this truck around. It's like driving a fucking rental car. You're going to beat on it a little bit.
You're going to ride the wheels off it.
So I hit some bump and I'm like, boom, and I'm like.
And then you suddenly remember there's a cake.
Shit. So I pull over. And it's still there.
Oh my God!
And then the rest of the way, I'm just like driving like a grandma.
I'm so sorry.
I don't think people like talk about anxiety. That's one of the biggest anxieties you can have is like driving those fucking cakes around.
Well, but you think about it though, especially at the time though, driving it with like a poker chip.
Yeah.
Other shit in the back.
You're like, this thing could go in any like.
And you strap that shit in there, but something's still like moving a little bit.
Something's in there. Yep. Yeah. Anyway, because of the weather too, the heat just
melted it.
It melted it, and so it had these, like this was a color. It was like purple, blue, yellow, like
Where was that from?
I know this trend that you're talking about too. It was like a ruffled sort of edge on it. Yeah, I remember that moment. It was a moment in cakes for a while there. I remember exactly.
It was a moment that was mastered. Yeah. But what was mastered was how nicely the cart that the cake was on fell over, and then the cake just slid, like just all one cake. It just one. So anyway, I'm like, well, that's that.
And especially after her having like already had an issue with another cake.
There was already a conversation with it. And I'm like, and there, you know how like there's just some things where I'm like, well, I'll let her bring it up first.
Actually, one of my last maybe 5 or 6 events at Aria, they spent a fortune on the fucking cake too. It was like some, super specialty cake company or whatever. I don't remember the name, and I wouldn't say it anyways. But it showed up and it was all fucked up. So the bride, they were pretty not happy about it, but the baker was bawling her fucking eyes out because she felt so shit, like she ruined the fucking day.
Yeah. You don't get a rude do. That's the whole thing with events.
And I think she had just the top that was gonna go on it. There was like a 3 or 4 tier big ass thing, And so they just had the little top out there. It was just so sad. It was so sad.
From what it could be, what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Cake mistakes or cake issues are like so bad. Like we for a while were getting, when I was at the campus club at the U, we would get this one bakery that brought them in, and they were always like slouching and like sinking, or like one side would be messed up. So I got pretty good at like fixing like little corners and things like that. But it's like, I had one time at Machine Shop in Rochelle with what did it Style Architects. I just blanked what her company's name is. It was a big, beautiful cake, and I think that it sunk or something, and like so it had multiple layers, and the bottom it sunk into it, and so she was like, we were like picking it up, and I am allergic to wheat, and so like my hands are just like breaking out in knives, and I was like, here we go, like.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
You got to have the things in the bottom of it, right?
I
With
think
the fucking cardboard.
I think one of them had like slipped, and so then it was like teetering. I don't know. It's just a mess. But cakes are just so terrifying. I cannot. It's like one of those things. I'm like, never. No, thank you.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, people who do that well are amazing.
You always see those videos of people like slamming somebody's head into the cake.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
I have nightmares about that.
About
shit
the dowel?
Because if the dowels are in there.
Gosh. Yeah, I do too. Every time I see that video, I literally.
I don't want to see that shit.
No,
I'm like,
every time I cringe.
Well, now that's all I can think about.
Yes, it will be all
fine.
Yeah, no. Every time I see those videos, I'm like, oh God.
I just picture a dowel in there because I had to cut fucking hundreds of those cakes.
The other thing is like, man, that person just got a double whammy. So not only did they get,
stabbed in the eye,
but then they've lost their eye.
Right. And
what's
they have
worse,
frosting all over their face.
Yeah, at least it tasted good.
I do.
While the blood comes out.
Yeah, it's a little tainted now, but I definitely feel like at weddings when the cake smash in the face, like if it's not something that has been consented to beforehand, it's like divorce.
Immediate divorce.
Yeah.
And it very much is one of those things where I'm like, she did not consent to that.
No, they almost never, because it's like you spend so much time on hair and makeup,
just a
so much
straight
money.
Disrespect, right?
It's just disrespect. It's
first
disrespect.
hour of marriage.
Yeah. Like
love that.
Fuck you. Like
exactly.
No, I'd be like, no, I'm sorry. Give me that marriage license back. Just we're not even gonna file
I got
that.
24 hours on this.
Yeah, like done.
Shit.
Nope.
I've seen that a few times, but I think it was pretty playful. But
if you watch them closely, you'll see a moment where her eyes are a little dead inside every time.
Well, you see like the TikTok videos and shit, and people like fighting after that, or like
this is the one day that I would ask you not to misbehave.
Yeah. I saw one recently where the groom did the cake push thing to her, and it hit like all the way up into her hair, and I was like, and it was purple frosting, and I'm like, you can't come back from that. Like the rest of your night is fucked. Like that's done. So immediate divorce.
Immediate. I feel like you don't agree that it's immediate divorce. I'm not getting the sense of like passion that I feel like you should have about this subject, because
I don't know.
You probably are so focused with the sticks and the eyes.
Actually, I'm still seeing that.
I know you are.
Well, and actually, I'm thinking about another time too. My last cake story, where he had like a Marine with like the fucking sword thing.
Oh yeah.
And they chopped. That's how they cut their cake, and they literally just fucking. And they got like halfway through, and then like cut to the side. You know, it's just not gonna go straight, so it like chopped off to the side, and then half of it
was
fell
like
on the
avalanching
table.
up the
It was
side.
like yeah.
I think
that's
they're
when
supposed
you just
to
blame the knife. You're like, oh, this must.
It probably hit a dowel or something. I'm sure.
It probably. Well, I think it hit the cardboard, and then it
went
bent, and yeah.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to just like gently. I don't think you're supposed to like karate.
No, they straight up chopped it.
Like that's not.
And they
really...
both had their hand on it, so like the accuracy was shit.
Yeah,
they're
like,
in control.
Oh my god!
But it was still cool. I was like, they got a big ass sword.
I mean, that was pretty cool.
So it was still cool, but it was
yeah.
ultimate fail.
I feel like we had one at Ari one time, and Kelly and I confiscated the saber after that because they were so drunk and people were like waving it around, and we were
is
like,
it called a saber?
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Because they also do, what's it when you do a
the
saber?
sabering champagne.
Yeah. What is it?
It's sabering.
Is it Ritz-Carlton that does that? Or?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
I think it's. Yeah, anyway, I think that's kind of cool.
And it top breaks off, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen that at an event, actually.
Sarah Johnson, whose birthday party was just recently for her 40th, that was one of her bucket list items, was to saber the champagne, and she did it. She did a great job.
Oh, yep, I saw that already.
Yeah, and I was going to try it, but then I got distracted and forgot, and so it's still on my bucket list. And we also didn't have a saber.
Yeah, I was like, what did they use?
We used my turkey carving knife.
Same thing. Same thing.
So it's like this long instead of like this long, but it worked.
Are you suggesting that we do that for your upcoming birthday?
Or yours? Because
I think it can be something we discuss.
Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Because your birthday's coming up on the 10th. Okay, cool. Okay.
July 10th. And then you're the 14th?
16th.
16th. SGs? Oh, that isn't.
Like,
sorry to bust.
Well, I'm going to scoot. It's not you. It's not you. It's me.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I did turn 40 this year, though, so I'm getting fucking old.
I'll let you know when I get there.
Yeah, you got a lot of life left in you, man. You look great.
No, I want to be the retired man that still does like coat check. That's like my.
I was still doing coat check.
Hold on, 708.
Yeah. Take 20 minutes to get the
exactly.
coat. Yeah.
Like, well, he seems nice.
Yeah.
I'll give it back if you give me a tip.
Give me a tip. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
They're just like, give me the damn coat.
Who was telling us about ripping tags off of coats?
No, I don't remember.
Did I make that up? Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Just some like rich people with their fucking furs and shit. Like they're gonna return them.
Sam did it, or like
no, her friend did. It was during Super Bowl, and there was all these people with these brand new coats because they don't live here.
Yeah,
and they bought like Canada Goose and like fur coats and stuff, and so she was just like, "Fuck these people," and
tag up.
Yeah.
That's why we won't get the Super Bowl back.
I mean, also, but thank you because I don't want it.
Oh no, it's fine. We're good.
Yeah, we don't need to. We don't need to do that again. Yeah. Yeah, the hypothermia.
Alex wants it.
Oh, God.
You want some Super Bowl back
rough.
here?
The only reason why I would want it back here is if the Vikings were at the Super Bowl and we were one game away from that Super Bowl being at home.
But we'd still lose then.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Hey.
No, I don't watch football.
You just know Minnesota football.
I don't think you need to. Yeah, you don't have to watch to know that. I don't either.
From what I've seen.
Yeah, whenever people get excited, I'm like, but they choke, right?
But
every time.
That's like their thing, right?
Yeah, isn't that like that they're known for? I could be wrong.
Gosh.
Apparently the Timberwolves too.
Yeah.
It's Minnesota sports.
Minnesota men's
Not
sports.
the Lynx, though, apparently.
Men's
Sorry.
sports.
The men.
Yeah, it's the man.
Minnesota like to choke, I guess.
Yeah, the ladies are crushing it. So
Anyways, I mean,
Look at you looking all proud.
Yeah.
Like
I don't even
like
watch
you
it.
did it. Like you helped.
Remember when I was a gymnast? She puts her hair in a tie ponytail.
Listen, I played softball for 2 years in high school. I can be a sporty person. Just kidding. I don't even watch it. I don't know why I'm proud, except that just like I want to be a dick about it, and that's
You
it.
can do that.
Yeah.
So when I was, I know this will be like really get ready to take this in. So I wasn't great at sports as a child either.
What?
I know. Bear with me.
have questions.
I know. Not like the coordination I have today. But my dad wanted me to try out for basketball, and I was like, I don't. I've been pretty clear that I want to be a gymnast. So I don't know.
A rhythmic ribbon gymnast.
I've been pretty clear. You've seen my baton moves. That accidentally got ran over by a lawnmower. But yes. So anyway, then the deal was if I sign up for basketball, then I would get a new pair of shoes. And I was like, obviously.
That you for basketball.
Obviously, yes.
I did not ask those questions.
Yeah, you learned some lessons.
I learned some lessons there.
What question I missed it?
That are those shoes for basketball, and you can't wear them anywhere except basketball, or that's what they're.
And that's what it was.
That's what they were, and that was.
That's a tricky one. He really got you.
It did.
Yeah.
Now, how I avoided playing basketball for the entire season was that I would act really interested, but stand behind the coach when he was like telling people to go out to the game. So I'd be like, yeah.
Go team.
Also, I didn't have to do anything. And then it was like one game, and I don't know, what's it when they passed the ball to me.
Oh my God!
And I don't remember. Anyway, I caught it, I remember being like, and just threw the ball up in the air.
Like underhand.
Fully just threw it up in the air into my basket.
And it went in?
And it went in. My mom, she tells a different version of that story because mine just makes it sound like I was swooping through the courts. I was like, no. Me standing there panicked.
I just picture you dancing around.
I mean, had I had my ribbon baton, these all could have happened, but instead there it was. And it was like, he shot a goal. That's all I asked. We're done.
Cool.
Or whatever it's called.
It's technically a goal.
Yeah,
right?
it's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. I love it.
Field goal.
So yeah, that's kind of my sports stuff.
Wow, that's amazing.
I know, which
So
was
your
later
dad-
why I was the editor of the yearbook.
It sounds like a good move. Yep.
Yeah.
Your dad ran over your baton, you said, but says it was a mistake.
I mean, so I had swung it a little too high, and it got on the roof, and so then he was like, "Well, if you can get it down."
Then you can have it back. Nobody's going up there on a ladder.
But we're not going up there to get it. And I was like, well, I'm not. That was it. So then, like, the next day I looked, it was still up there. And then, like, Monday, I came home and I was like, it's gone. Is it down?
Yeah.
No, but then I saw, like, remnants.
Mangled.
The strands that were on the end that were purple. That were tightly...
Yeah.
That only a lawnmower would do. Yeah. So, although these
I
accusations were denied.
Crushed about that.
I have to always give props to my grandma because she always got me the presents that I was like, here you go.
Yeah.
I know you said My Little Pony, but here's 2 of them.
Ponies plural.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Oh God, that's great. You did put in somewhere in a note was it your first job in the industry at the Sizzler Steakhouse?
Sizzler Steak, Seafood, and Salad. This is Jason. I can help.
How old were you when you were doing that?
15.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I turned 11, I was the neighborhood paper boy. And so every day I'd get home from school, I'd pick up my newspapers, bring them home, wrap them, and watch the Mickey Mouse Club.
Okay. Yep.
Then
Solid.
go deliver,
Okay.
So I did that up until I was 15, and then I wanted to work at a hotel, which is so funny.
Yeah.
And I was like, so there was this hotel, and I was like, I'm gonna apply there, and that's just where I'm gonna work because I thought that's how it worked.
Yeah.
You just apply, and then you'll just start.
Yeah.
And so I applied there, and they were like, "You're
15.
You're a child. You're a child.
Baby, go home."
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, but near that hotel there was a Sizzler. And my mom was like, "Well, you should maybe try to work there." And I was like, "And do what?" I can't,
Sizzler?
I don't know. What am I going to do there? She's like, just shut up. Just go try it. So I did. Got hired on the spot. I should really learn about
child
jobs.
labor.
Yeah,
come on in.
And so anyway, so I started, and my job was to just make sure the salad bar was replenished and that the items were properly getting rotated out of the cooler. And eventually, with my hard work, that led to a promotion of the salad bar captain.
Okay.
So there I was, just putting kale out on the salad bar. More wings, please.
Yeah. You were learning all your food safety
I
rules
was all
from
of them. Taking temperatures of dressings.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got that logged. Please hold. It was also the first time I was exposed to, like, unlimited soda.
Oh.
I was like, Mountain Dew all the time.
Hell yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. That does sound like Nebraska. You're at the Sizzler drinking Mountain Dew.
Oh, just
I love
good
it.
times. Good times.
Best perk.
It was.
Drinking Mountain fucking Dew all day.
God, that makes my...
I love that shit.
I mean, I will
Surge.
say, though, I was probably working with people that, like, there's definitely parties I should not have been going to at that age.
Oh, yeah.
And then being like, I just had to work late, Mom. You know?
Yeah, because servers, I mean, not known for...
Correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's probably not something a 15, 16-year-old should
Correct.
have.
Yeah. I'm like, I'll meet you guys there in my Dodge Shadow.
Reminds me of like Ruby Tuesday. Remember that spot?
I think they still exist, don't
They
they?
do.
Yeah.
Remember that salad bar they used to do?
I mean, the Sizzler one was a little bit more of a display.
Nice.
A little more than
Nice.
just salad.
You had wings on it, I mean.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, Ruby
Then
Tuesday
the
did not
dessert
have
station
wings.
alone. 2 cobblers and ice cream? What's up,
pretty-
Jason?
Was it a soft serve ice
It
cream?
was, it
Ooh,
was.
yes. I love those little plastic cups with the thing on
That's
it.
exactly what they were.
Yeah.
And one of my dear friends, she she'd worked there at the time, and we had to clean it, like, I don't know, every time it felt like. And she, of course, it was like the most, like she was standing on top of a chair carrying like a 5-gallon bottle of water to like punt in there. Anyway, she fell off the chair and landed on her hip. And to this day, she still has
such a bad hip.
Oh
my God. I still, I got like an injury at like 19 that I'm still, my knee still hurts when it's like bad weather. I'm like,
67 degrees out.
Yeah, it sounds like an old man being like, it's gonna rain.
How do I know? Because my Diet Coke stopped bubbling up.
Jesus Christ.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah.
I feel like I made a note because I wanted to come back to this, but when you were talking about like when you were at the Walker and different places, also in that time frame, you were the director of Star Awards in 2018.
First one I ever went to.
2019.
Oh yeah, that's right, because Lisa Marie was in between ours.
Yeah. So 2019 was my year for Star Awards, and that was a big undertaking because I took it on at the same time I was switching jobs too. So it was leaving D'Amico that I'd been out for so long, but then also in a new role there too, because when Linda retired, then kind of split up her job. So I was doing the marketing piece for that, and you know, and you know this too, once you kind of get so far up, you kind of get farther away from what.
Yeah, you're like, what the thing you liked.
You're like the thing that you liked.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
And so, so that was appealing to me about the position.
Yeah.
For leaving for that, but where I was going with that was. I don't remember either, but what was the question?
Star Wars.
Star Wars, yes. So then
I was like, is this my cue?
I was like, no, I just don't remember.
Damn, you guys got this planned
Jump in. So then that year I got to do the Star Awards, and unfortunately I was just, with the need when it came about, it was just was later.
Yeah, because there was someone else who was slated to do it who got a job in Chicago and moved to Amy McGonigal, I believe. Yeah. Our friend in Chicago still. And so she ended up having to leave because she was, she's not going to commute for the Star Awards, obviously. And then you took it over in like January? I don't remember.
It was
December?
I want to say it was maybe, it was early December, because I remember not meeting in December because of the holiday, and then be like, okay, when we meet in January, we've got to like go.
We do everything. Yeah.
And actually, I just spoke to Amy the other day, not too long ago, just to catch up with her to see how she's doing. But yeah, that was a big one because I also didn't know what to expect.
Yeah. Which is a theme of being the director of the Star Awards.
But you know, the thing is though, is the support that you have from just ILEA in general, but then everybody in there. I mean, like, I remember even Gretchen took over the entire like awards process. Like, I mean, that's such a huge part of it, and it was like, okay, just not that. But then like, yeah, just the committee of people and the time that it takes. It's so humbling to be kind of on that stage and in that moment with those people, and it's a very surreal moment. And I look back, like around my birthday and around New Year's, I always like look back at like, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, like kind of see what stories my photos tell or whatever, and that's always that kind of time frame where I was kind of having this change of what was going on. And I think I'm so glad I did the Star Awards that year too, because that kind of added to other things that I needed with the job change and with the whole thing. So yeah, Star Awards is.
It was so I think I did sponsorship with it and helped because I had done it as a director before. So like trying to help you stay on top of everything. And it was the highest sponsorship level that we'd ever gotten up until that point, which I think they may have exceeded it now, which partially just because everything's more expensive now. But we were over $500,000.
I remember that too, because that's kind of like what I was just saying with like, even like your help with the script, Right? Like, I was
Script
like,
is
so,
a beast.
I got to write the whole thing for about everybody? Like, well, it's best to have them, be guided.
Yeah. Take this formal one.
And just, start with that. But like that, like you said, like sponsorships, but then also thinking about, the huge thing that people think about with sponsorships is like, just like we've got our clients, the sponsorship those are our clients too. So we need to make sure that they're seeing the representation. We need to make sure that they're being acknowledged, that they're
getting everything they need.
that they feel like that was money well spent in that room of people too. And so that is such a huge benefit. But because that year you did them, because we had so many, you did them on the window decals.
Yeah.
Wasn't that right?
Yep. And we were trying, I think that's something that's like, if you go back 10, 15 years or whatever with Star Awards, like, they're doing it like on a poster board or it's like in the program and it's like evolved so much over time that now it's like in the window clings, on floor things, like making sure it's highlighted in multiple places so people really feel like they get the recognition because it is such a huge give. And that year Heroic did that giant LED screen. It was bonkers. Like
that, gosh.
Yeah.
I forget the gentleman's name.
I know who you mean, and I can't think of it either.
He was with Heroic. I mean, Heroic, that stage, I mean, it showed up and it showed out.
Yeah,
I was like, I didn't even, that was a whole other level.
Yeah, and the theme that year was the Ides of March, because it was on March 15th. And I have a mental image of like the stage with you on it with like this big fur thing on. So we might have to.
Well, and it was at the depot.
Yes.
When it wasn't finished.
Yeah.
Well, that was part of the whole, like, do you remember, like, hours before the show was starting, like, the floors were drying for the after party.
Yeah.
Like,
it was intense. And it was, like, part of the reason, too, is, like, well, and, like, when I was doing, like, sponsorship stuff for ILEA overall was, like, what do you want to show off, right? Like, going to people and being like, we think you could be a good fit for this, but like, what's something that you want to show off? And that's like Heroic wanted visuals of this giant screen that they could then sell it to more people.
Yep.
And so that's part of the reason that they wanted to do it. And the depot wanted pictures in their space, but it was, as construction always is, a little delayed. And, it was down to the wire.
Did it even have carpet yet? I feel like it didn't have carpet yet.
I don't think there was one room that doesn't have carpet. It's like concrete, but that was where it was still finishing. Yep. Like the finish was still drying that day.
But I remember though,
Great Northern.
Yes.
In that video though, that they did, the very end of it, and it kind of pulls back.
Yeah.
It's of that outdoor space.
Yeah.
Of there, and I knew that was the other space that they were wanting to highlight was the extension of that too. So I think that was such a great way to show that. But it's so kind of going back to, because my first Star Awards was 2009 was my first, and that was at the Hyatt downtown. Havana Nights was the theme. Okay. But, I mean, and even at that time, I mean, it was maybe 100 and something. I mean, you just, and then there was a lot of great moments. I mean, there was a lot of great moments.
Yeah.
But I think what that event has always been and continues to be is kind of the next mark, So like stuff that, we did for years was 2017, like it was almost 10 years. You know what I mean? Like when you think about it, you're like, wow. So it's like, think about the evolution it's taken since then too.
Even just thinking about like the content creation that comes out of it now and the amount of content that comes out of it. Like when I looked at like all the, the videos and the pictures and the, the content creators and stuff, it's hard. I was like, I'm kind of jealous because like I don't have very many. I mean, we just don't have a ton of photos from that year because, there's not necessarily like a centralized archive of things or whatever the case may be. And I didn't take any photos because all you're doing is like running around all day. So I think I have 4 photos of the whole night. Like, and I'm just like, dang, I wish that there was some more out there, but yeah.
I worked your Star Awards and then with, I think I was with D'Amico, I think.
Yeah.
Going Crave. Or maybe I was with Crave. I did a little stint with Crave.
Crave did because John
Chestnut was
there that year.
Food and beverage. Yeah. So it's evolved so much over the years. It's just wild. And I just remember like being like, it was a very exciting year that like we hit over $500,000, and I don't think like it's not easy to conceptualize if you're like not part of it, that like this is $500,000 that people are giving us for free to have a party. And it sounds like it kind of silly, but it's like it's us celebrating each other, celebrating ourselves, and also it's an opportunity for people to show off their new products or do these things and that. And yeah, I
mean the depth of the event is so much more than just the awards that people win, right? Like that is a huge piece of it. But then, you know, the people that it brings together is obviously huge. The fact that people come, that they travel to attend the Star Awards, like that's
from out of town, yeah.
I mean, that's amazing.
And we sell out every year.
And every year we sell out. And then every year it's the responsibility of like, you know, the new director to be like, how will you impress this room full of people, you know? I also think what's interesting is, you know, for so long it's great to celebrate those new spaces, right? But then places that have maybe been somewhere Star Wars was 10 or 15 years ago that maybe is doing something new or is doing a renovation or doing something.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, with any space that you have, Star Wars is going to come in and flip it upside down anyway.
So they're going to turn it inside out.
It doesn't really matter, you know?
Yeah.
And so, but it's a great chance for people to just show off. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. I got some things. What do you think the biggest lesson you've learned in the industry has been?
I'd say 2 lessons. I know. It's so much easier to fix problems when you admit that you're wrong. I think people who can say, you know what, I fucked up on that. It's amazing how much easier it is to fix when someone's taken ownership of it, and then we can just move on and do whatever. Because, you know, well, so-and-so didn't do this. Well, so-and-so didn't. Yep, and that's going to happen all the time, right?
And none of it matters.
And none of it matters because this is the moment we're in now. And none of us want all of our good work taken away because we're fighting over something that's irrelevant to the full experience, right? And also, let's not have it be something that takes over from the experience of everything else, too. Let's not make this such a big deal that it takes away from the great food, the beautiful flowers, the great lighting, you know, all that stuff. So that's kind of one thing I've always said is just, you know, and that I learned from even just waiting tables. Like, just being like, you guys know how you gave me your order? And then historically, I would go in the back and put it in. I forgot. But I got some refills coming your way. But it was just always easier to like solve the problem from that point on than it is when you're being like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
The kitchen staff's, you know, coked out in the back. So they're moving quickly, just not on the right things.
Yeah.
You know?
They're just running in circles like gerbils.
Exactly. I would say the person who would know how to fix it the best is the person who admits that they made a mistake. Because they know where they made the mistake and know what can fix it.
Well, and it's like people who have a hard time just saying, oh, I'm sorry, and like just moving on from it, it's like it creates so much more friction and so much more trouble than just like owning up to it. Or even if like, I feel like if and I know that this is something that you do too, because I've heard you do it, is like, even if you're not really the person that made the mistake, but you're like on a director level or whatever, it's like the royal we, like, we're really sorry. Like, we made a mistake. Like, who cares? Like, who cares? Yeah. And half the time, that's all that's needed to diffuse the situation.
To diffuse the whole thing. And then you know, but what I also find too is even when to that too, we don't need to get Julie and Jeff in trouble because, it's my fault. I did it. Blah, blah, blah. Oftentimes what I find, though, is in those situations, too, someone will come back and be like, you know what, I guess I could have done this. I probably maybe should have done this time and that. Oh, that's what I was thinking the entire time. But I'm glad it's more important that you came up with it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's a better lesson to learn if they are coming at it as opposed to having it passed on to them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I guess that's my one lesson. The other one is, and I don't know if this is, I want to say it's specific to Minneapolis because I do believe in our industry so much in this city. But I really feel like what I love, and if people don't feel this way, like want I want everyone to feel this way when it comes to our industry is, like when you say something like bad about like your brother or sister, right? You're like, oh, I can't believe, she always does this. Now, it's one thing if you say it. But now if I say it about your sister, no, you're not having it. I kind of feel like that's how we are with event people. Like, if I'm working with somebody at the hotel and they're working with so-and-so at some place and they maybe have a slighted comment to make or something, they don't know that I also know that person. She actually already told me the story before you told me. So,
yeah.
But then what I love doing is in those situations, be like, yeah, I know I think that's just kind of a rule with a lot of Minneapolis venues that I'm seeing and blah, blah, blah. And be able to kind of go to bat for each other because, clients will do everything in their power to try to pin you against each other.
Yeah,
they're like, well, so-and-so will do it cheaper. I'm like, well, perhaps. Sounds like you got a good deal there.
Yeah, that sounds like a great spot for you.
Am I asking? Why are you trying to bother me then?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of a thing that I feel like that I do with anybody, even if I don't think they're that great. Still, want to support as many people as you can to be better and to move on to different things. So that is.
I just want to add to that because you, I did at one point, I don't even remember what for, but I did ask you for a letter of recommendation for somewhere. I don't remember what, and you did it. And I just want to say thanks again. Yeah, that was awesome of you. I was almost going to dig it up and be like, let's see what you wrote.
I was
might
thinking,
still have it.
If you do, I would love to see it.
I should actually give you 2 seconds. While I look it up, my other thing that I wanted to ask you about is, what are some of your upcoming goals? Like, what are your future goals?
That's a great question. Kind of on a work level, it's been exciting to be at the Westin now for over the year, and I now am having all the events that I've booked. So before it was like, I still had inheriting things and all that kind of stuff. So we're now to the people that whatever I told them was what I told them. So that's what we have to do.
You're like, no, I only have to clean up my own mess, not anybody else's. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
So, and I'm excited about some of the people and some of the events that I have coming in, particularly for people who maybe thought that maybe they couldn't have their event at the Westin. And I'm like, you absolutely can.
Like it was a little out of reach.
Yeah, maybe a little out of reach. Or,
I can see that, especially the Galleria one.
Yeah, and then sometimes it's like, well, if the goal is to make them feel special, let's make them feel real fucking special, and let's do it how we do it. And so I love having that. So kind of, did you find it?
I can't find what you wrote, but I saw our message thread where I'm like, thank you, but I can't find the actual thing. But thank you.
So
that's cool.
Yeah.
And do you feel like this is a place that you potentially will stick around for a while, or is it?
Yeah, I think for me, one of my big hesitations was kind of just leaving like Minneapolis proper. Like, I feel like that's where I've gotten to know a lot of people there. I've gotten to know, and so I just haven't really, haven't
ventured out.
Ventured out there to other spots that much. What I'm excited to report back is that it's also exciting people who are trying to do exciting things too, and
even as far away as Edina.
Even as far as away. But I think that is, I think for just from the perspective of like my career, I think the other great thing I like about being there too is what you can't, no matter where you go, it's comes down to so much of who you work with.
Yeah.
And the team there, it's just what I love about it is, especially like in the sales team, like we're all about the same age. We all have this depth of experience. So but we all are like, well, if you need my advice, I'll give it to you, but you've probably done this 10,000 different times too, So having that experience on the team is fun, and kind of, we all laugh with each other. We all, do things together, but we're not exactly like all going to lunch together either. Right, it's like we all have our things to do as well too. So it's been a fun place for me, and it's been exciting to kind of tap back into some old things within myself and refine some other things too.
I feel like before you got into this position, you and I had talked at some different times about like finding things that were a little more conducive to like work-life balance.
Yes.
And it kind of seems as though this has been that better for that for you.
100%.
Yeah.
My God, I think this is like the 5th time I've said 100%.
500%.
How adamant I am about it. That's not something I can say I really understood that much about prior to COVID. I was like, what? I'm after work, I'm going to go do this. Then we'll meet for drinks here. Then we're going to go to Spoon and Stable. Then I'm going to go see so-and-so. This weekend, I've got this, this, and this. And then when that all kind of slowed down, I was like, oh, okay. Well, now this isn't so bad. And so, but then also like realizing that, but then also like trying to apply for jobs that maybe are a little different than, similar to what I've done, but maybe a little bit different.
Yep.
But not 100% knowing for sure,
right.
If you like it or not. So, I think the whole thing with that is it's being able to now, have it and be able to like, I worked on Saturday, I'm going to take Monday off, or I know I've got kind of a heavier week. That just makes such a big difference in just who I am, because at 70 hours a week running around, you're probably not the best planner, the best salesperson, the best
anything.
Anything.
Yeah,
you're like, and so that balance has been nice.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah. Because
striving for that.
That's a tough one. Well, and it's also that mentality too, depending on where you are in the events, I mean, it's feast or famine.
Mm-hmm. We were just talking about this beforehand.
Like, it's all or it's nothing. Like it's either 150% or like -7. Like, okay. And so when you have that mentality all the time, it's like when it's slow, you'll be like, well, what if something happens?
Yes. So when the 150 comes around, you're like, I got to do it all.
I got to do it all.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
And you don't realize like when you're getting into that and like that it's always going to, once you get the predictability and you start to understand like how it ebbs and flows and like be able to plan for it and prepare and like, I'm going to take Monday off, because I also think when you're younger and you feel like you need to prove yourself and you need to like, no, I can come in on Monday too. I can work, 2 doubles in a row.
Yeah.
Like everything's fine. Watch out, Sizzler. Here I come.
Exactly. I have fresh kale today.
And when you're in the industry as long as we have been, it's like your friends are at work. Because you don't have friends outside of it anymore, really.
Barely.
So it's like, you kind of want to go to work because that's where your people are.
Yeah.
So,
and also, what else are you going to do on a Saturday night because all your friends are at work?
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, might as well get paid to hang out with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yes,
fuck.
I do. I get that for sure.
And then they're all going to lunch on Tuesday, and you're like, what?
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, invite me to the Westin.
I will.
I know you will.
Just invite me.
Obviously. For sure, though. You guys too. Everyone in this room. Except Esteban.
It'll probably, and then I'll see the fucking, I'll get tagged in a fucking thing with you guys.
Yeah, like we'll just put in Finesteban.
Now, you might do it on a time that I don't have the time to do it, so it might not, I might not be able to show up.
Sure,
I might be too busy for you.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Yeah, right.
I do love how you kind of jumped in being like, I wasn't invited, and they were talking about Galentine's Day.
I know. I understood, but I'm saying that I know they've gotten together other times.
Yeah, that's fair.
Don't invite me to that.
I mean, there's even some points that I'm like, this might be too much.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for coming, man. Thank you for watching the podcast. Hit the like and follow button to stay updated on our latest episode. If you have ideas of topics or guests you'd like us to interview, drop us a comment, and we'll see you next time.